Hi, Taurus. Welcome back to New World Angel. Today is your day, my friend. We are doing your first half of 2026 reading. So, I'm asking my spirit guides to do one continuous storyline, the most prevalent one and the most helpful one for my Taurus collective as we begin the zodiacal 2026. So, we're starting off with April with Aries. I'm going to pull 3 cards for each of these months. We'll get into May, represented by Taurus, June, Gemini, July, Cancer, August, Leo, and then finally September with Virgo. So we want one continuous storyline for our Taurus collective, what they can expect. I'm telling everyone, whether this reading resonates with you or not, go over to New World Angel and go under education to the birth chart reading. It's a free birth chart reading, so you can figure out what your moon and rising signs are. You could get one very general collective reading if you were to look at those readings as well based on your moon and rising signs for the first half of your 2026. And then what I'm also telling people is that as a part of your own intuitive guidance being heightened, as a part of this, as a part of your growth and progress, it's always helpful to come back and re-review readings after this period of time. So once we get through summer, you may find that if you come back to this reading or your moon and rising signs, that it resonates with you in a different way. So what you might feel like this storyline is about today could be completely different by the end of summer, at least in the northern hemisphere. Okay, so those are all helpful things. We're going to go ahead and get started because I've realized that I take entirely too long in my intros. I'm pulling from the Philosopher's deck to get us started. I want this to be a message for my Taurus collective that they can come back to. Something that jogs your memory in terms of this reading today. And you can journal on these messages too, because that's also a good way for you to have even stronger intuitive muscle, is to write down your thoughts in regards to this message today, and then how does it resonate with you in 6 months? How far have you grown? You know, what have you overcome? So let's see, what does Taurus need to hear today? What's a good message for them? It's so funny because I was about to, in my mind, I was like, no, I want the light side. And so I was like, whatever card comes out, I'm going to turn it over to the light side. It did it on its own. I love it. Okay. To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. To live is to suffer. So it's one thing to just suffer through something. But to survive is to actually find the meaning behind the suffering. Maybe you're even suffering for no cause at all. That can be a thing. Martyrdom. So it's not just growth to understand that you're suffering. It's another thing to understand where that suffering comes from. The meaning behind it. Why are you doing it? Okay. I guess cosmic it is. So, what does our beautiful Taurus collective need to hear beginning in April? What's the most prevalent storyline that Taurus is dealing with? Taurus in April. Yeah, I get like from victim mentality to survivorship. Like what you thought was one way of living, you're deciding for yourself that that's not enough. Taurus in April. Five of Cups. Yeah. Just get like down in the dumps. Doesn't mean that you are consistently. I just feel like almost like you feel like things are happening to you. This is the victim mentality. It's like shit just keeps happening in April. Like, why? Why does it have to be so hard? This is the victim mentality, and it's causing stagnation because you're just constantly feeling as though life is happening to you and that you don't have any control. And what the hangman is telling you is that, like, okay, we need to take a beat. We need to start thinking about things in a different way. We need to start approaching life in a different way. Possibly even maybe you're dealing with you can be sick. Maybe I get lovesick and I'm getting chills all over me. Or like the relationships that you find yourself in, you're beginning to see that it's one thing to just live and deal with them and just to survive, but it's a whole nother thing to kind of take matters into your own hands and do something about it. This hanged man is all about like hopefully quiet contemplation. Like he flips upside down and kind of does like a 180 to potentially like put themselves in another's shoes and see things from a different perspective so that they can get out of stagnation. That is the hope behind the hangman. So maybe whatever is bubbling to the surface come April, it's an opportunity for you to be like, well, maybe the overarching situation, you don't have like entirely all the control over it that you would want to, but the elements of control that you do have, like what can you do about those things? And that is how like you react, how you internalize, how you internalize, but then also how you go about your next steps. Like you get to the Five of Cups by way of like it's an escalation of the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is all about like sadness. It can lead to depression. When you escalate that, it can be just like totally caught up in the circumstances and not really seeing how maybe actions of the past, how you have played a role in those. And I feel like April is an opportunity for you to see that and hopefully decide to do differently for yourself. It's like, it's not enough to just like live. I want to survive and move on. Like find meaning behind why this is happening. Yeah, so maybe you're just sort of seeking means of management. Managing to matters of the heart too. One more for April. Queen of Pentacles regarding your mother or a mother in your world. Even regarding like how you mother, you know, like how, what sort of like level of care and nurturing did you provide? Yeah, it's just giving a pause for contemplation. Seeing things differently. Even seeing somebody else in your world differently too. Seeing them differently. And Taurus energy is, in and of itself, it represents Venus. And that's like divine, that's divine feminine energy. It is beauty, it's love, it's how you create in this world. It's also like finances too. Maybe your approach in this person's world, you're beginning to see things slightly differently. I don't know. That's interesting. Okay, because this is one continuous storyline, though, let's go to your birthday month, your solar return in May. I mean, you could have a birthday end of April, but for the most part, Tauruses are May. So, continuing on with this storyline, what happens in the month of May? Nine of Pentacles. I mean, that's like you're really embodying your own energy come May. I mean, you're just doing your thing. You're looking good. Home energy, making bank. You know, really appreciating like the beauties of life, like all of your accomplishments. Yeah, maybe just like work situations are going really well for you in May. April, though, you have a mother figure on your mind. And then it's like you kind of pivot and you're getting into your bag. What else for Taurus in May? Princess of Cups. Yeah, you're really trying to... I get very supportive energy. Like, because of your reputation in the world, you really kind of like, I don't know, I just get like a certain level of appreciation. Appreciation for like your passions, but also somebody else's too. And it can be this mother figure that you've kind of like been contemplating on in April. What else for Taurus in May? And also like seeing them kind of being more self-sufficient too. Like I get, you each are in your own bags respectfully and kind of like just appreciating the other person for who they are. Success though. What else for Taurus in May? Or maybe like you're even celebrating this person in your birthday month. Like, you know, it is your birthday. Just like wanting to enjoy friendships and family and like the good things in life. Yeah. That's supportive energy right there, the Three of Cups. Working together too. This is so supportive. Well, whomever you're helping, it can be, I don't know if it's your mother, but a mother figure in your world that you kind of feel like, I don't know, needs the support, or like you just want, like you inherently want to give them the support so that they have the ability to go off and do their own thing and be successful and be happy about it. Because it's what they love to do. It's like their passion, but it's also because of what you do in your day-to-day. You're passionate not only for them, but for helping them too. It's just a very supportive partnership, and I love this. You're definitely going to be enjoying yourself. May is going to be a really good month for you. Okay, so then what's going on in this storyline for Taurus in June? What goes on for Taurus in June? I love this energy. And that is so you. Like, as an inherent Taurus, like, they're very mothering and very, like, nurturing. Albeit, you can be stubborn. You know, you're not a pushover. You're not one to be just like, okay, I'll take it I'll take whatever they say at face value. It's like, no, you're the type of person that's like, I need time and I need more information. So I'm just going to kind of see how this pans itself out. But you stick with it. I love that. It reminds me of like my best friend, Rebecca. She is just so non-judgmental, but gives the best advice and she's just so supportive and like a great teammate. I've worked with her in several different positions, and like you just couldn't find a better like friend and confidant, mentor. Like she's just all around a great person to have in your life. And that's, I feel, maybe I'm even reading for her, but that's what I feel like I'm getting here. Okay, so then in June, we got devil energy. Interesting. Let's see. Ten of Pentacles. I get burnout. By June, you need a... Yeah. Capricorn. Yeah, your work. Even though you're, God, I probably am reading for her. Burnout, for sure. Like you're because you want to be so supportive and help others in your world. What's going on in June is like, you seriously need to take a vacation. You realize this. I hope you've already planned that out for yourself. But you're overworking yourself. Money is coming in. Like you make a shit ton of money. But you know that overworking yourself and money isn't everything, that like secretly you need to just take a beat. That's what's coming in June. So if you haven't already, go ahead and schedule your Q2 time away. Because as Tauruses would, they'll just work themselves to the bone, especially if you are in an industry that not only requires, a certain level of like quick movement when the time calls for it, but also if you're prone to overworking and you're just passionate about what you do, it's like, yeah, burnout, basically, June. So ward against that. July. Let's see here. We're going to switch it up and do herbal. What's going on for Taurus in July? Taurus in July. Okay, July, 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and Hangman energy again. So 5, 4, 9. Hold. Why did I put this away? I don't know. Yeah, July, I feel like you take a staycation where you are burned out and it may have even led to like a small sickness, like you've just overworked yourself and you kind of feel like you want to get like you want to be more involved with your people and not in a helping capacity, right? Like you want to do it out of the goodness of your heart versus like, I'm doing this just to make money. So that's straight up burnout energy. And I feel like you take a staycation because you are going into like a little resty rest here. But I also, if we're staying in line with this storyline, again with the Hangman, you get another perspective of this person, like this mother figure in your world. So something's happening with that. Maybe we'll clarify what's going on with that. As we get through summer. So what can Taurus expect in August? We know they get burned out and then they sort of take a beat, albeit I think it's a little, it's an overdue staycation, you know, possibly out in the countryside too. So if I am talking to Rebecca, Lala Ponzi. Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah. You get a greater perspective of like past dealings too. Huh. What else goes on for Taurus in August? Queen of Wands. Okay. Now you're back in action. Like you got your rest and you're like, I'm back. I'm fired up. You're the Queen of Wands. That's your, yeah, we love that. You're rejuvenated, you're fiery, you're passionate, you're on the go again. Might be a little kerfuffle with family or just like a lot of commotion, like a lot of, maybe there's a lot of change work-wise, or there's just a lot of change just sort of happening in your world. Yeah, regarding the work that you do. Oh, and regarding a Queen of Swords, too. Queen of Swords. Can be an Aquarius energy. Or like reworking of something, like possibly a contract, can be regarding like the, you know, the team that you work on, or just family, but it has something to do with you working through something. I wish I were clarifying here, but like, I don't get like awful energy. I just, I feel like in August, this change happens with somebody who is like authoritative in their own right, speaks the truth, is very forthcoming, you know, has been very decisive about what they want. And yeah, you two are working together, maybe just like reworking through potentially a contract or just like, you know, a dynamic. You don't get bad energy. It can be like, maybe you do get into like a small thing with somebody in your family, like a sister or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. What goes on for Taurus come September in this storyline? It almost shifts your energy too, like fiery, and then you have this conversation or, you know, this change in dynamic, and then it turns you into like more decisive in nature, more authoritative in nature. Where like, it's no longer just, it's kind of like putting your passion into words, like formalizing it almost. September. We get Lover's energy. Definitely a soulmate. Yeah, I feel like everything, at least this storyline, it does have something to do with a mother figure. It can be your mother figure or just like a significant mother figure in your life that you are concerned about. And, okay, so let's continue. King of Cups energy. Eight of Pentacles. You are so supportive of this particular soulmate and the work that they're doing. Like, you're giving all of your love and devotion and time, and possibly even, like, refocusing your attention back to your significant other too, because maybe, seasonality wise, things just get really busy over the summertime. And by September, the focus is placed on like the relationships in your life that you want to maintain. And it does involve work. So the change occurs in August, a little bit of an upheaval, just difference. And it doesn't have to be a fight or anything. But come September, you've worked through it. And now you're at a place where, like, you're just, you're so supportive of like the relationships that you hold. Like, you're putting greater importance on not just doing the work, but doing the work because you love the people that you do the work for. Does that make sense? Like, you're kind of reinvigorating your passion again. Not only for yourself, but for the significant others that you don't work with, but the people that you do work with and you work on behalf of. So I love this for you. To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. Yeah, you lose your way. That's the burnout. And maybe that's the change that happens too with this Queen of Pentacles in your world, this mother figure. It's like, she herself can be burnout and you identify with that. And so the change that occurs by the end of summer, it is different, but you guys work through it and you're totally supportive of this change for each other. And you also recognize it in yourself too, because you deal with it as well. I mean, you go through it in June where you're just like, why am I suffering through this, when in reality it's like, I know what I need to do. As a Taurus, like, you know what you need to do. You're just sometimes stubborn about it. And that could just be because like your workload is too great that sometimes it's hard to like relinquish that level of control, just because you're moving too fast, right? And then you get burnt out come July, only to take a beat, and then you come back at it in August. So I love this for you, Taurus. You're managing to it just fine. But this is what's coming down the pipe. Go ahead and just schedule some time off for yourself. I would say in June, but it looks more so like you do that in July. So we all know there's no talking you out of that if you want to do it whenever you want to do it. So I'm just giving you my 2 cents. But I love you guys so much. I hope this was helpful. Come back and see me for your moon and rising signs. Don't forget to do that. All right. Bye.